Right, I think this is set up right. It may be a bit off-centre, but if I move the camera anymore, it will fall over again. Hello my fellow art lovers and welcome to KayJayComicArt. KJ here, bringing you a bit of a different video today. I am going to be giving you a tour of my Tomodachi Life. I've been playing this game religiously since it came out, and I wanted to show off my island since it's been quite a while, and I think I did a pretty good job. As you can tell, as a creative person, these kinds of games are my jam. I hope this is centered, by the way. It's really hard to take a video of this game when you can't use a capture card because it costs too much and you don't have a lot of options otherwise. I want to apologise for the video quality if it is bad. I'm doing my best, but I don't know how to fix this camera to work so it works with games. So please bear with it. Luckily, I very rarely make these videos. I just wanted to show off. Right, I've had a drink. Okay, right, we'll start with an island tour. So first I'm going to show you my island as is. There it is. It's massive, it's very natural, and there's still room for villagers if I want to add any more. Mainly just letting the children be born now at this point. It's mostly a child island now, because a lot of my pairings have had children and they've had more than one. Some of them will become adults and then have their own kids, but some of them will just stay kids. It just depends on what mood I'm in, really. But right now, it's got 47 or 48 residents, and I love how it looks. It's filled up quite a lot of the space, and if you look, you can see where the ocean ends. And I think it's really good. It's also very much full, if I try to show you. Look at the bar at the side. It's quite full. I try to keep at least a little bit of space in case I do need it at my villagers, because if you look, I like putting fences around each of the houses, along with the flowers that match the first 2 residents that live there. Because there's only so many you can add. So yeah, now that we've done that, let's start with the main attraction, which is the plaza. As you can see, I quite like a natural environment, so I thought I'd use the cherry trees, even though it's summer now, to add some beauty to the area with some water features and some places to sit so the me's can just sit, relax and enjoy themselves. For example, let me just take this one over here, and here we go. They can just sit there and enjoy the view. See, she's just gone straight on a switch like I am. So yeah, I say she, that's my non-binary character who goes with she pronouns, but you know. Right, so we go from the plaza. If you can see, it's golden blue. I thought it was really nice. And you go down here, you can go to the beach, where there is a cosy area to relax, an area to play in water and shower if you've been in the salt water of the ocean. And on the other side, there is a campfire where you can sit and relax at night and just have a beach party. Yeah, so we go up here, and we reach the shopping district, which on the right has clothes shop, renovation centre, and the treasure shop, which goes by my channel name because I actually already have a me by my name. So I chose my entity's name, the person I am controlling it all, as KJ, because that's my channel name and I thought it made sense. And then the studio workshop, and on the left we have the supermarket, the island design centre, the pawn shop, and the photo studio. And in the centre of all that we have the news station, which I thought was too big and too cool not to be the central part. Kind of looks like an observation tower, but if they did ever add one, I would like to put it there and maybe move the news centre. I'm not really sure. Right, so if we go this way, we reach my park, which is more used to walk through than it is to actually use. My apologies, I had an alarm on my phone. So yeah, we've got the park, which has 4 different playgrounds, each colour themed, each themed on the animal bouncing thing that they are, like these spring toys. So there's a blue one for the blue one. You go over here to the park, so it's like a mouse, that one, so it's the blue one for the mouse. The pink one or red one for the pig. I went with a mixture because the pink stuff was too white, and this is quite a vibrant, dark pink. So yeah, and we go down here, we got the green one for the frog. I couldn't get anything any lighter. So yeah, bit dark, but it works. There's a green one for the frog, and regular brown for the bear. I may change it, but it's very hard to find a type of furniture that does not blend in with this soil. So yeah, this is the park with the beautiful little central part that none of the me's go into because, yeah. It looks like a death trap. I like the way the water goes from light to dark depending on the depth, so I added a bit of sand in there and a palm tree, some flowers. I just wanted it to look really pretty, and I really like this area, which is why it devastates me that the Miis only come in here to walk through it. It's very rare that I'll see a Mii just relax. And you go down this path, you see loads of residents, and then you get to a plaza on the lighthouse plaza right next to the edge of the docks, where Miis can come and relax, have a drink, chat, maybe go to the lighthouse. Just general cozy vibes. I like cozy vibes. With loads of little wind turbines around to keep the island powered. And you go down here, you got my fireworks beach. Included, hang on, what's the word? Complete with safety precautions, because I needed a reason to use those items. But I love watching the Miis come down here and just light off fireworks. It's so cute. You go this way again, and if you look around, you can see little cacti on sandpits. These were cherry blossom trees, but now that the season's changed, I've changed the theme. So you'll see little squares of sand with cacti on them, and that's meant to be there. The only ones that don't change are the cherry blossoms by the plaza, because I really like them. But yeah, every season that'll probably change. If you go back over this way though, and we go to the other side, you've got the entertainment district. A lot less goes on here, but it does happen. First you've got the Ferris wheel, then you go down, you've got a couple of my villagers living here, then you've got a booth, a night market store, which, to be honest, I put here because when you think of an amusement park, I think of those booths where you play games and buy items, so I thought this worked. And then you go down here, you got the restaurant, because no amusement park is complete without a frickin' restaurant, and all my Miis like to come here. Very rarely do I actually see them do anything here though. Right, hang on. Look at that, friends. Right, so, like I said, this is the restaurant. It's got a couple of little community sitting areas with drinks down, drink thingies, drink machines, that's the one. And a path down to their private beach where, in my little headcanon, if you buy a drink, you get access. Basically, only customers can come down here, but it's a nice little relaxing place that they can chill and enjoy themselves. You go back up here, you go around, and you go down, and you reach a junction. If you go down this way, you reach the beach again where that little campfire is, but if you go this way, you will reach a campsite I designed, which is just a field area with little fire pits and a bin for any rubbish, along with a little dock you could sit at and just enjoy the night sky and the ocean waves. And then on the outside you'll see little objects I made, which are tents, which I designed to be houses, but these ones aren't. These are just object versions. I just thought it was... How the hell are you doing that? These Miis are a menace. Right, so yeah, these are little objects that I made, and I have an exterior version, but I haven't used any of the exteriors in this game because I like the little decks they get. That's the one, decks, not docks. These little deckings they get, and they can't do that on the designs that you make, which I find really devastating. So yeah, I've used the default houses for them for now. I might change it later. So yeah, that's a tour of the island so far, and I think it looks pretty good. I like adding a lot of greenery, as you can see, and a fair few benches. It's just quality of life stuff for them. There's even water fountains. I try to make it so they can just interact with anything. Here you got little teapots and stuff. But I just enjoy the game quite a lot, and I just thought it was nice to add some things. I added these little hills as well because I didn't like how flat the islands are. So yeah, that's the island tour. Now we'll go on to the next part of it, which is going to see what the studio workshop has. So I never made a lot of creations, but I made some quite in-depth ones. Apologies. I have a drink next to me. First, I've got a beef hot pot. A specific character makes this, who I will introduce once I get to the Mii section of this video, which is the part everyone wants. But it's got beef, it's got potato, it's got carrots, it's got onions, little bits of parsley or sage or something. I had to Google what beef hot pots looked like, and then I made it into this. And I actually think I did really well. I used the default bowl because yellow suits the character anyway. She likes yellow. But I made all of this myself, and I tried to make it look like there was like liquid coming off of the beef. I'm not sure if it worked, but I actually do like how it come out. So yeah, you got the beef hot pot, which is a meaty dish, obviously. It's also salty because I imagine that gravy can be quite salty. This is a goblet of wine, in quotations, because it's not actually wine, it's for vampires. It's a goblet of blood, but since the red wine looks quite dark, it looks like wine. But I made it in an old-fashioned cup. I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus. Sorry about that. I sneezed. Oh. Right, so this is a goblet of wine, quotations, but I made it like, I'm not very good at 3D art, like realism, because I prefer my animated styles, so I just tried to make it my style, but I made it look like an old chalice or an old goblet, because most of my characters from medieval sort of times, there's very few that have like modern things, and from the game that I actually got the idea from, it was a goblet, and they drank out of them quite often, metal ones, so I just made it based on them. And I think it looks really good. It's a sour drink because I don't know what blood tastes like. But if I have to go by the fact that if you've ever bit your mouth by accident when you've eaten food, it's a metallic penny taste. So I thought metallic tang, sour. That's all I could go with. Then we've got the pink cheesecake, which is a signature dish I like. My dad makes an amazing cheesecake, but one year he decided to add food colouring and made it pink because he knows I like pink. And it looked amazing. It tasted like lemon, which screwed my head up for a while because it was like, whoa, this doesn't taste pink. Not that pink has a taste, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I really love that cheesecake. So when the game asked me to make a cake and refused to give me the option to change what it was, I just overlaid the cake with this pink design and then added like a crumbly base and then my little me at the top because it's obviously me. And I didn't know you could do that at the time, and I thought it was really fun. But this is the first food item I ever made. First item I ever made, end of. So yeah, that's a sweet treat, and it's cold. Then you've got my clothing. One of them isn't finished, so I'm not going to show it off yet. But then you've got a rope belt. I named it that just because of the bit in the middle, but I like this because it's got the front of the outfit with the rope belt going around, and then the back has these knots. I would have added the bits that go up. If you know what character I'm talking about, you know, but I just didn't have the space anymore, and I didn't want to overlap it or overwhelm it, because if you look, if I turn this, it actually looks really good, and I'm really proud of this, considering I didn't use a reference for this. And then you've got the sleeves, and I really do love this, and one of my characters is wearing it, you'll see soon. Then you've got a robe. It's like either a kimono or a yukata, I'm not really sure which one it would classify as, but it's a robe for a Japanese character I have, and she wears it all the time in the series that I write. But you know, if you know, you know. But I had to get the skin colour exactly right, add the scars, and this is the front of the robe. It has a black delve here because it doesn't actually have an inside part. It's supposed to show black leggings or just bare legs, but since you can't do that in this game, I just made it black so it looks like it's just shadowed. And then you've got the back, which has a seam going down the middle you can't see, but you will see on the little overview thing. The sash in the middle was just a copy and paste move over because it worked. The sleeve here is empty, but this one has a rope belt on it again. But I couldn't add the top bits that stick out like that. I could have added them downwards, but it doesn't look right because these rope belts are that stiff they stand, not sag. So yeah, I just made the rope belt without for now. Because yeah, I just felt like it made more sense. So yeah, that's that robe, and that's all the outfits I've designed. Next comes the treasures. This is where I had the most fun, as you can see. First we've got a spellbook from the Dragon Prince series that I made for my character. She embroidered this herself, and I actually made it so it sticks up slightly so it looks more delved in. I don't know whether I should with the N and the barrier borders though, because she added these, but I'm not sure whether or not I should just keep them as part of the book or sticking up, because in the reference I have for her, she doesn't actually have a 3D texture to these. I'm so sorry. I've been trying to make this video for hours. Yeah. So that's Nymeru's spellbook, which I really love the look of. It has a double-sided thing because I don't think I've ever seen a book from medieval times that has the title on the front and then empty back. I only ever see it where they have both front and back have a nice pattern on them, and then the spine is the only thing with the word, with the title. If the spine has the title at all. Sometimes the title's on the inside of the book, I think. Then you've got Itchy Itchy Paradise, you know. But I went with the Japanese version because I watched the Japanese version of the show, and my series is based off of the Japanese version, so I had to go with that. So that's why the book's on this side and why it's in Japanese. But I had a lot of fun making this, and as you can see, I tried my best to get it as realistically as possible. That was so hard to write. I basically made it really small and then bigged it up because it was really difficult to write it otherwise. I'm much better at pixel art than the regular size. It's just a regular romance book in this game, but it is not. It is not. If I see any children carrying this book, they're in trouble. In the game, I mean, obviously. This is my first of my sprite Pokemon. This is one I found on Google. I'll see if I can find the original creator, but if not, I'll at least link the sprite itself. This is Amped Toxtricity. I made all of this in one go except for this little bit of main. Turns out I forgot this bit, so I had to go back and add it later. That was fun. So yeah, you've got Amped Form Toxtricity that goes Volume, because I had to give it random noises. I thought electric noises made sense. And then Low Key Toxtricity goes Volume, because it's a lower key. But yeah, I used the same type of sprite for this one. It's just, again, hopefully the same creator. I'll find out. And I'll link it below. I thought this looked really good, and I liked it, because it's really hard to find sprites of the new generation Pokemon, and Toxtricity is some of my favourites. It's actually my second favourite Pokemon. My first is coming up in a minute. Then you've got this book, which is a leather tome, which is a historical educational book, and it's just a leather book. It's just a simple leather book that was made for a Baldur's Gate character, but can work with any medieval fantasy or just book lover in general. And so I made that. I made it look like it delved in. And I actually really like it. And the quote for this one is, "Knowledge lights the dark." Because it's supposed to be like mystique and mysterious. Mysterious, yeah. So then you've got my favourite and first sprite art piece, which was Shiny Bulbasaur from Heart Gold Soul Silver. Reason it's Shiny Bulbasaur is because it was my first ever hunted shiny on Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. And it's got me into shiny hunting. His name is Neo, but this one's just Shiny Bulbasaur. And it's the Heart Gold Soul Silver sprite because that is my favourite version of the Bulbasaur sprite. And I absolutely love it. It took forever to get right. But it's so cute. It goes Bubba when it talks, because I could not find the right way to say that. And that's how it speaks in the anime. That's how it speaks in the anime even. Spikemuth Travel Guide is the last book. I made this because one of my characters wanted to read something and it was a Pokemon character, and I did not have any books because I was very new to the game. So I just made a purple book with the Spikemuth Dark Gym Leader logo and cityscapes in the background. It's just a travel guide. Basically tells you all the music hotspots in Galar, and this is one of them. And all of my Pokemon characters carry that book, and some of the ones that aren't Pokemon characters carry it as well, but I'm slowly phasing them out because they shouldn't have them. I'm trying to make items for each character. Then we go on to my exteriors for my buildings, and you've got all the different colours. You've got green tent, blue tent, red tent, black tent, and yellow tent. And I'm only going to show you the yellow tent because they're all the same, just different colours. And the yellow tent was the first one I made. So this tent is literally just that. It's fabric held up by straps that has an opening in it that people can go in and out of. And I actually really like how these look because they suit the smoothness to it. And I did actually make it look like it's got folds in it, which I was really proud of. This took so long to make, and some of the recolours were nightmarish to get right. But that's one of the exteriors. I used to give these to my newer me's, and then I realised that I should not be as pristine about my island as I am, because it's going to change. There's going to be more villagers added. You know what I mean? And then finally we got a cottage, which is the first building I ever made. And it was based off the original design, but I made my own. I drew it from scratch. I just inspired by the original default cottage you can make in the game. But yeah, it's got like a, I don't know whether this is thatch or mortar, I think it is. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's like a mortar base with lumber, beam supports. It's got a brick foundation. It's got a red door. It's got nice arched windows. On the back it's got plant life because I like gardens and I thought it was nice. And then on the roof it's got a, I don't know what these are called, but it's got one of those windows on the roof that brings light in. If anybody knows the name, could you let me know in the comments, please? And then I got a chimney, which was so hard to draw from this angle, can I just say, because you got to figure out how you make it so it stands out like that. I think I did a good job though. So yeah, this is what it looks like on the little thing. I like the fact that it's got greenery on the back. It just adds a little bit of a pop to it. It doesn't look as 2D as you think it would. I'm quite proud of that. It's pretty. I'm thinking of making different roof colours for different people, but not yet. It's pleasant, it's just a cottage. Then we've got my objects, which isn't as wow, but we've got the tent in smaller forms, so that way I can have a decorative item for camping. I made this before I made the house. I actually took this overlay and put it on the house and then made some alterations, and that was it. But then I actually made the tent from scratch as well, just so you know. And then this is the default hill you can get in the game, because I needed somewhere to add some depth to my island. I didn't like how flat it was on these little hills. I got the inspiration from another YouTuber, and I think I actually did really well. I made them decently sized, but I tried not to make them massive. And I don't have any paths because I cannot for the life of me work them. I can't get them to blend in well with the grass. Otherwise I'd add like pebbles and stuff. Now we go on to the major part of the game though, which is the Miis. I will show you my item encyclopedia first though. As you can see, I've got 246 food, all prezzies, all quirks, 212 treasures, 3,746 clothes, 100, I think that's 86 interior sets. I'm sorry, I can't see it very well from my distance. 253 objects and 17 out of 19 landscapes. And then you've got my island info, which is, it's an enthusiastic island with 47 Miis, 17 male, 24 female, 6 non-binary. Their average age is 21.2 years, but this is actually wrong. Most of my characters would technically count as over 150 years old, but since the max is 150, I've decided to give them more realistic ages, depending on how old I think they would be. I'm not the best guesser of ages, though, so I could be wrong. So yeah, there's 72 quality of life things. I don't know what that means. I assume it means maxed out quality of life. But yeah. Me happiness levels raised are 1,497. Me ponderings resolved is 1,032. Wishing fountain rank is 750 because I feed them every single day. Do you know how hard it is to feed 47 Miis every day, especially when a lot of them eat big? I've done 136 wishes granted because I have nothing to spend my wishes on. So I've been getting them travel tickets just so I could collect the rewards from them. And then leaving most of them in case they had new objects. Unique objects used is 49. I've used a decent amount of space. Friendships kindled 262. Couples formed is 15. Marriages made is 12, and children born is 17. Some of the characters that were married have been deleted from the island, like side characters I had, because there was just too many as it was, and I didn't think it was a good idea to keep them, because all my main ones took up a lot of room as it is, and I wanted them to have more kids and just have fun with it. So yeah, here you go back. Here's my resident personalities. As you can see, I've got each one. I've got 3 softy, 2 optimist, 4 dreamer, 2 carer, 4 charmer, 3 adventurer, 2 hot-blooded, 4 bubbly, 2 busy bees, 4 leaders, 3 headstrong, 3 individualists, and 1 thinker, 5 introverts, 3 patient, 2 perfectionists. I did have more than 1 thinker, but I changed one of them to a headstrong. So yeah, I need to add a thinker to my island, or at least change one of the introverts to be a thinker, because I think I have too many introverts. But yeah, as you can guess, this one's my most prominent, because I have a lot of bubbly, wild, outgoing characters that match my energy, including myself, so this made the most sense to me. But I do try to keep a nice balance. So yeah, and then my island dictionary is quite full. I'm not going to go through it all because there's a lot of them, but as you can see, there's nothing really bad in here, because unlike most islands, I choose to keep, not censored, but I choose to keep it more realistic. There are some characters that swear though, so I am thinking of adding them just for the characters that normally swear though. But other than that, I like to keep things at least as friendly as I can. There's some quotes from movies, some characters, some celebrities, all that. Right, so now we can go on to the bit that matters the most, which is the Miis. I wonder if you would prefer to see, I'll show you them in the game. That way you can see whatever they're doing as well. Right, we've got me. Hi! I am an adventurer, and as you can see, I am very small. It's because I'm naturally short. I am married in the game because there is one character I like from a game that doesn't have a fan character. So yeah, there's me. This is my character's husband, Geno. He's from Fortnite. Originally he was named Chance because I did not have a nickname for him. He's not in a mood to talk to me right now. I'll bring someone to help. Give me a second. Where am I? Go and calm your husband down. No, husband. It seems Casey is trying to tell General that whatever it is, it's not worth getting upset about. I'm talking about a nymph's hot pot. Uh-oh. Come on. Ready? Oh my god, that worked. I didn't expect that. Okay, yeah, fair. That made him laugh. Well, he's calmed down now at least. So now he's going to go and apologise to Elowen, who is my other character. Oh, they're back to soulmates, finally. Yeah, warning, Jenna, she has a temper. Doc. She looks a lot different than when I made her originally, though, which I'm really happy about. Oh, she is fuming. Yes! God, do you know how hard it is getting my makeup?
No, I'm the one who should apologise. Okay.
The music in this game is so cute. Well, they're friends again. That's something. And the wiggle. Was her son just watching her argue in the background like it was entertainment? That doesn't surprise me, considering who his dad is. Right, so yeah. Right, back to the tour. No. I've gotten a lot of their quirks sorted, so I just give them money at this point. I also have their prezzies sorted for most of them. I tell you what though, listening to them talk, after a while you start spamming in, not in a bad way, just because some of my characters have slow speech patterns. And if I just listen to them, I'll be there all week. I do like that they give you coins. I am not skint because of this. Right, so like I was saying, this is Geno. He's from Fortnite. He's my husband in the game. And we have 3 children. 2 girls, 1 boy. He is headstrong, and so far I have not been able to find what his favourite food is. I don't know what it is. Have I given him all of the food options I've made? Let's have a look. Yes, I have. Right, there's Geno. Right, then we move on to Alexis, who is my oldest daughter. If I was to ever have a girl, which I won't, I don't want children, but if I was to ever have a girl, her name would be Alexis, because I like the name Lexi. I think it's so cute and so pretty. So she's Alexis, but everyone calls her Lexi, and she is Oathbound, and I call him Oathbound. It's not intentional, it's just what his character's called in Fortnite. It's why his name wasn't Geno for a while, until he was revealed in the recent Fortnite event. Surprise! So yeah, this is Alexis. She's got black and white hair. She doesn't actually have the white part though. She dyed it to match my hair, because my hair isn't naturally red, and I thought it was clever. So she's adorable. She looks more like me, but she's got her dad's hair colour and eyes, and I think she's just the sweetest. So this is Alexis. She's a leader. Then you've got Willow, her sister, who is quiet. Very quiet. I'm the loud sibling. I'm the loud parent. She's the quiet kid. She's an introvert. Again, she's very calm and excitable, but I like the idea that she wears like blue. I do a lot of colour theming for my characters in this game. So she wears a lot of blue. She's got this cute little smile. I love her eyes. She's got my hair colour, my natural hair colour. The blonde bits I just added because I thought they would look nice. Plus I did do that once where I bleached the bottoms of my hair. So yeah, that's Willow. I chose the name because I thought it was a pretty name. And then this is the... Oh, they're all... the siblings are all hanging out. Oh, that's so cute. This is the youngest. This is Milo. The name I would always give a boy. If I had a boy. I don't want kids again, but I always name fictional children that. So this is Milo. He looked completely different when I first started. this character. He was born a couple of days ago. He is a dreamer, and he is moody, but he's actually a really big sweetheart, and he likes like punk-looking clothes. He's very fashionable, but he's dyed his hair to match mine. It's just very pale in comparison, because I think that pink is so pretty. Yeah, so that's Milo. As you can tell, most of them have my eyes, with the eye shape and the colour of their dad's eyes, but Willow's the only one with the dad's eye shape and my eyes. So yeah, that's the 3 siblings. Then we go on to my first of my fan characters, which is KayJay from the Naruto franchise, who is married to Orochimaru, who you'll meet in a second. She is hot-blooded, and she's wearing the KayJay's robot made. I'm pretty proud of this. I had to do some face paint magic though, because she has 1 fang, not 2. And it looks weird when she smiles, so I make sure she smiles, like when she closes her mouth, so I make sure she smiles in every photo. So yeah, there's KayJay, who stomps about. Then you've got her husband Orochimaru, who is non-binary in this, but he uses the he/him pronouns. He is a thinker, the only thinker on the island. There was 2, but then I changed General to match his more canon attitude. And this one took a while to get right because he is such a complicated character to draw, but I'm always proud of how well I can draw him in games. So yeah, this is Orochimaru, and he's hungry. Have a look. Oh, you haven't tried a Nymph's Hot Pot? I watched the Japanese version, so I made sure he said the Japanese words. Oh, you liked it? None of them love it. Has anyone else got that with their islands when none of their villagers love what they make? Don't need money, already have a best friend. So I pick true love. Even though I don't want that either. Well, not really. It's not that I don't. It's like, I like the idea of it, but it's too much work and stressful for me. So I prefer to be on my own. Does that make sense? Right. So yeah, that's Orochimaru. Then you've got their first of their 3 kids, 2 of which are canon, 1 of which is a fan child. But right now they only have 1, and his name is Tsukimaru. It's Log, or Mitsuki, the original. But KayJay named him Tsukimaru because he gave up the name Mitsuki so the other sibling could have it. And KayJay didn't like the idea of just calling him Log, so she was like, can I call you Tsukimaru? And he said yes, but she's the only one who can call him that. It's his official name, but he goes by Log. Everyone else calls him Log, except for KayJay. He loves his mother, though. So this is Log, who has the scar. You can't see it very well from this angle. There it is. There, you see it? There? There it is. He's got the scar. He's 21 because I don't know how old he is. I thought he was 26, but no, apparently not. And yeah, apparently I'm his best friend, which I'm surprised about. And that's their only child right now, but they will have Mitsuki and Akari soon. Akari is the fan child. Right, we move on to my Voltron character, who is paired with Lotar. This is Ziera, who is a kitty cat, as you can see by her little striped tail. They all have tails, the children as well, except for Lotar, because of their alien race. But she is one of the most complicated Miis I've made because of the patterns on her face. But I love her so much. And she makes like cat noises in every sentence. So yeah, this is Ziera, who is 10,000 years old, but for the sake of sanity, I've had to make her 24, because you can't go any further than 150. So yeah, that's Ziera, who's called Renzo by Lotar and Lotar alone. Right, this is Lotar, who looks different than his canon appearance because he doesn't have those markings in canon. But the reason he has them here is because, oh yeah, I forgot I could do that. Right, the reason he has them here is because it's part of my storyline. I also gave him fangs by adding a little black mark in between the teeth bit here. But if he smiles or frowns or something, it ruins the whole look. So I try to keep his mouth open in most pictures as well. Couldn't do the yellow sclera because unlike most, I can't stand the idea of having the eyes closed but not closed. So yeah, there's Lotar. And there's one of his sons. Or his only son, even. Oh, let's flatter him. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, he does that. So yeah, that's Lothar. Who's wearing a beach-like outfit because he wanted something cooler. This is Zerion, or Zerion, as it says in the game, because it doesn't go Zerion. I've tried everything. He is the oldest of the twins. Ziera was a twin, so she had twins as her kids. He has a mixture of Lothar and Ziera's markings. As you can see here, he's got the nose and the eye markings of Ziera and the cheek markings of Lothar, but smaller and lighter in colour. He is also a cat-like character. He's actually technically a Galra, Altean, Tylerian bit child, but because he can't do that in the game, I've just made him like purple and with a silver tail because you can't find a purple one. That isn't like a devil tail. Yeah, this is Zerion, who is the oldest of two twins and wants to be a famous explorer, and has given up being the rightful ruler of the Galra Empire to his sister because of it. Right, we need to go and save your sister because it looks like she's in trouble. They're twins. I think I've said that. But you'll see just how close they are as twins. The only difference is their eye colour, which is the same difference Ziera had with her twin brother, who is not on the island because he's not around anymore. But maybe I should add him. A nice way to balance out the lack of, what's it called? Male options compared to female. Alright, so here we've got Yvel, who is the younger twin sister of Zerion and the crown princess of the Galra Empire. She also has the same markings, exactly the same markings, but her eyes are more pinkish red to match her mum's. And I even gave her a similar hairstyle, but with longer hair, just so they actually look like twins. And I think they're so cute. They also have the tail, because they are, like, again, alien cat race. They make cat noises just like their mum. But yeah, I like her. I might change her from an introvert to a thinker, though, because I don't think she suits introvert. Because she's quite a leader character, but I don't want her to be a leader, because I have 4 of them. So maybe I'll change her from an introvert to a thinker. But yeah, she's sweet. You go, girl. These are canon, these 2 characters. These children are canon children. I say canon, fan characters, but they're not just made for the game, because some of these are just made for the game. Like my kids in the game are made for the game. And these 2, and any others you see past this point, I'll tell you. But these 2 are actually what the children they have in their story. Then we move on to Black Clover, where you've got my first lesbian character. This is Lucia. She is a magic knight from the Aquadeer. Give me a second to take a sip of my drink. I say a sip, I ran out. She's very stiff and rigid and follows rules, which is why she's headstrong. But she is one of my favourites because it took forever to get that scar right, and she's really interesting, and it took her so long to get with her wife, and honestly I'm not surprised. It takes her just as long in my actual story, but her scar is here, and I made sure she has like stuff that makes sense to her. I think I've got to make her grimoire and her outfit, but regardless I think she looks really pretty right now, and she's hanging out with Ziera. They all call me something based on what universe they're from as well. So then we got her wife, Mereoleona Vermilion. You should know her from the Black Clover anime and manga. I tried my best to get her to look exactly like she did. She has the longer hair version because the shorter hair version is newer. And I thought the longer hair version made better sense because they actually, when they get married in my story, she has this length hair. So this is Mereoleona, and I'm actually quite proud of how she came out. I had to change her eyebrows recently, I got the wrong ones, but everything's like pretty on point, I think. The outfit needs changing, but I tried to get it as close as I could because you can't really make capes in this. And she is hot-blooded, because of course she is. I forgot to mention like other thingies, but I think I can show you. Alright, so we were up to Ziera, who was a dreamer, I think. Yeah, dreamer. Then we've got, I think he's a leader, which makes sense because he's a freaking king. He's an emperor. Then you've got Zerion, who is optimistic. His sister, who I'm thinking of changing to a thinker. Lucia is headstrong. Mereoleona is hot-blooded. And then we have their son, because same-sex characters can have children in this game, which is magical, awesome, and makes no sense to me. And I love it to pieces. But this is Leon, obviously following the Leo theme that the Vermilion children have. But he is basically a blue flame version of his mum. He has two mums, though. Lucia is mother, and Mereoleona is mama. Or when he gets older, ma. But he's got like purple, blue hair. He wears the same outfit as his mum, like the Vermilion mum. And he's basically a spitting image of this mum. And they clash a lot, but she absolutely adores him regardless. He's 15, because I wanted him to be old enough to have his own magic grimoire. And I think he looks amazing. He's like one of my favourites. And he is a leader, because of course he is. Right, then we got my Pokemon characters from Pokemon Sword and Shield. You first start with Thorn, who is married to Pierce from like Sword and Shield. She is a musician. She's bubbly, and it took me so long to get her tattoo right. If you look, you can see it's an arbok curling around. The makeup triangles were easy, but that tattoo is just so difficult to draw. And she is married to Pierce. She has 2 kids, none of which are fan kids, because unlike me, all of the Miis in this game are not made to age. So while she is 18 in the game, she would be classed as 29 if she went by the ages of her kids. So yeah, she stays 18 even as her children age. So yeah, it's just that I didn't want to go against the canon ages. My OCD would not allow it. So we got Thorn, who is bubbly. Then we got Pierce, who wants to play a game. Oh, I like red light, green light. It's fun to play on my terrain. Why am I on the ocean? Ha ha ha! I thought you were going to freaking cheat, you bint. I love it when they do that. Every so often they'll turn around and I'm like, nah, I'm not falling for it. Okay. I'm going to go middle. Oh, I got a game. Racing game! Woo! I've got all of these items already, so I don't really mind. So yeah, we got Pierce, who needs a new outfit desperately because that coat does not suit him. He is an introvert. As you can guess, they're the most prominent type. He's got 2 kids and he's married to Thorn. His favourite food is a chocolate egg. Found that out the second day of the game. And he is quite literally slouched. But he's the Spikemuth gym leader in Pokemon Sword and Shield. And he is 1 year older than Thorn. And I just think I think I did a really good job getting his character to look right in the game. Because I don't use face paint on hair. And I don't use the face paint on horns, so some of them don't have exactly the right look, but I tried to make them as close as possible without using face paint. So he's one of the few that don't have face paint, they use markings and stuff, and I think he came out really well. Same Pierce, yep. So yeah, that's Pierce, and then we're going to go on to the kids who are not in any stories, because they're too young to have kids in my story. They're like 18, 19, and while that isn't young for some, they are Pokemon trainers. It is young for Pokemon trainers. They need more time to explore the rest of the world. They might have kids, but I doubt it. I don't really see them being into the idea. I can see Pierce wanting kids. I can't see Thorn wanting kids. She might want kids, but she might be a bit hyper for them. Right, so this is Oliver. I went with a plant name for the kids because Thorn's real name is Ivy, and her sister is Lily, who I have yet to add. See, because Lily doesn't live with Thorn, whereas Pierce's sister Marnie does. So that's why she hasn't been added. So this is Oliver. He does not want to be a musician like his parents. He wants to be a dancer. He is currently not related. He's currently dating my daughter, Alexis, which I'm both happy about and a bit concerned about, because it means I'll have to age her up soon so they can get married. But I like this one. He's just moody all the time. So yeah, there's Oliver. who has his mum's eye colour but his dad's hair colour. Then we go to his sister, who is the youngest. He's 11, by the way. She's like 8, 9, maybe 6, somewhere in between there. And this is Clover. She wants to be a pop star. Yeah, I'd be confused why she's in your house as well. Who's next? We'll get to her later. And one more. And where are you all coming from? What? Is there a secret portal in the toilet? There's one of my favourites. And we close it now. I do like the dreams though, they're so silly, but I've seen all of them. She sings when she talks. She's one of the few that I have that do that. Her name is Clover. Her hair is dyed green because Thorn's hair isn't naturally green. It's black. That's why you can see she has black eyebrows. But she's named Clover because of all of her different green aspects. But she's so cute. She's actually one of my favourites. I never said what Ollie was. Thorn was bubbly. Pierce was an introvert. Clover is charming. Let's see what Ollie was. He's a softie, which is fair. He's so adorable though. He's actually one of the few fan kids I made at the start, and I really like how his design looks. This is their auntie Marnie, who is the same age as them, but again, immortal. So yeah, this is Marnie. I tried to make her look as close to the Canon version as possible, including the outfit. I actually think I did a pretty good job considering how limited I was, and I didn't use any face paint for her hair. I actually didn't use face paint on her at all, but yeah, there's Marnie. She is an introvert as well, because have you met her in the game? And she's just as quiet as well. Chocolate spread. Don't you judge my taste, I like chocolate. Right, and then we move on from Pokemon to the Dragon Prince, which it starts with my character Nymera, who is married to Aravos. Nymera is actually mute, but since that isn't an option you can have in the game, she speaks really, really quietly. She doesn't exist. You're quirked out. I've already sorted you out. It's just that I can't make you mute. But yeah, this is what she looks like. She hides this eye because I can't put the black paint on it, because she has one sclera that's black. I think it's called sclera, the part of your eye, the white of your eye. She has one that's black and one that's white, but since you can't see it, technically, I hid her eye, which is perfect, because that's what she does. She's got an elven marking. She's wearing a similar dress to what she would normally wear, but I genuinely need to make her an outfit. She is a perfectionist, because of course she is, and I love her so much. I just like the fact that she walks around in like this little posh outfit, and she's so sweet. I didn't like her design when I first made her. I thought she looked a bit off, but she's grown on me a lot in the last couple of like weeks to months. Oh, Erebos wants to hang out with his wife. Oh, please don't fling him. Nope. She couldn't do that in real, like in the game, because not in the game, in the show, in the writing even. Because she is genuinely not made for physical fighting by Aravos. Right, we want Aravos, who's... I'm so happy I waited till night to do this because he does suit the stars. This is Aravos, as you know, from the Dragon Prince, if you've watched it, and from the few art pieces I've done. He's an individualist. He has 2 children. And I really like how he came out. He's wearing a dress right now because I have to make an outfit because he wears like this strange robe that doesn't have a shirt to it. But I tried my best to get as close to as possible to his actual design. I love the stars glowing in the dark. As you can tell, he's freaked out about Nymera. Let's give you pets. Yeah. Happy man. I'll zoom in on him. There, see the stars? Aren't they pretty? All of his children have those stars because he's a star touch elf. We have Leola, who is not Nymera's daughter, but is Aravos' daughter. She's her adopted mum. She's a stepmother, but she's like the only mother figure she knows. And if this is my game, she's going to be alive. she gets to meet her younger brother. So this is Leola, who I tried to make as adorable as possible while following a reference, and I think I did a really good job. She's so sweet, she's so happy, and she's so much like her dad. All the children characters in this game that are under the age of like 13 are the same height, because I couldn't make them any smaller. But any that are starting to show teenage age and starting to get towards the late teens start getting some height to them. And once they become adults, I'll give them a proper height. So yeah, that's Leola, who is definitely alive, and she's got those she's got little pretty freckles going all across the bridge of her nose. And every one of them has little stars in their eyes because I thought it was a cute detail. Then you've got my fan child. This is the child that they actually get in the story. His name is Apollo. He is the first astral elf because he is both a moon shadow and a star touch elf. Which is why his markings are a bit different, and it has both a moon and stars depicted on it. See? I love his design, he's so cute. He's got like a mixture of his mum and dad's eye colour as well, but he has like yellow tips to his hair instead of blue. Oh, I'm running out of battery again. So yeah, that's Apollo. I love how he looks. He does little bouncies. He's the younger brother of Leola, and yeah. Oh no. This is my Vox Machina pairing with Vax, who is the main character, and Raya, who is my fan character. You cheesy fricks. That's adorable. Right, so yeah. Of course, they're soulmates. Right, so you've got Kadoria, who is my corrupted changeling OC. She has two children, a half-elf, a half-elf child and a tiefling younger child. She looks like this because she's got a fragmented mouth and two sets of eyes. The other sets of eyes don't work, but I actually like that I can manage to pull them off. And her two other forms are on the island as her triplets. So you'll get to meet them soon. So yeah, this is Raya. She is a softie. I forgot to tell you the freaking characters for Leola and Apollo. So we know he was an individualist. She is patient. And he is bubbly. And Raya is a softie, because she is. She loves baking as well, so I have to make her chocolate pear tart in the game. Yeah. Then we move on to Vax, who is a love interest, who I managed to get to look exactly like he does in the show, but with like bigger eyes, because Tomodachi Life is later. Starian's voice actor, thank you. But yeah, he's an adventurer because why not? And I think he looks amazing, like, despite how simple his design is. I'm thinking about it in Vexalia or Percy, but they have like 5 Canon kids, and I'm not sure if I want to do that. But plus he doesn't actually live with them. So yeah. So yeah, you've got Vax here. Then you've got their youngest daughter, because they're all just moved out and got married. This is Talani. She's a tiefling. The colour scheme depends on the character, but she's basically the inverted of Raya. Because I didn't want her to have blue skin as well, because then she'd just look like a man. So yeah, this is she wants to be an entertainer. I've just realised she has the same voice as me. She's a charmer. She is just a little girl, but I think this outfit looks great on her, and I absolutely love her design, like, so much. She's so cute. So yeah, you've got her. Then you've got Raya's older triplet, who is actually her male form. This is Kado. He's covered in freckles and has a scar on one of his cheeks. It's supposed to be like a comment towards the markings. Like, one of her forms has a scar on that cheek here, and then the other has like a freckle or something on this cheek. that like put together would make 2 different markings under her eyes, which is where the fake eyes come from. He's covered in freckles. I like his design. He's one of the very few characters I have with facial hair. So yeah, I'm trying to be quicker with this because of that. And then there's the youngest triplet, Lynn. If you put them together in the right order, it's Kadoria Lynn, which is her full name. But yeah, this is her female alternate form. She uses this form to hide in plain sight, because she's a woman who turned into a changeling. It's explained in my story. She's more comfortable in a woman's skin, so she uses this character more, but whenever a bar fight breaks out, Kado comes out to play. So she hasn't got any face paint, she's just got makeup and a nice, like, a beauty mark, and I think she's really pretty. She's also got different hair, even though the other character, they have, like, the fringe. One has the fringe, one has the ponytail. She's supposed to have the braid, but I didn't like the way it looked on her, so I just put it in a loose ponytail instead. So this is Lynn, who is, forgot to mention what Kado was. She's an introvert. Might change that, because she's not introverted. And he is bubbly. A lot of bubblies. Right, and then we move on to the Mighty Nine. We're getting to the newer characters now. Right, we've got my winged tiefling Nirvana, who is a charmer. I love her design. She's got like these gold freckles that are supposed to match with her feathers. Like the feathers are supposed to have like gold freckle markings, which her hair is actually supposed to indicate because it goes from black to brown. But she doesn't actually have feathers in this game. So I gave her some fluffy little wings, and I gave her an outfit that looks similar to her carnival outfit, because she's part of the Fletchling and Moondrop. She lives with Mollymawk, his siblings. You'll find out about them in a minute, and their daughter. So yeah, Nirvana's one of my favourites too. I just think she looks really pretty. So yeah, then we move on to Mollymawk, who is... I'm actually really proud of how he looks. There's no makeup face paint on him, but I had to make those eyes because they don't have yet red sclera in the game. It's based on the animated version. And they can't put his horns on it because obviously they won't look right with them. They curve behind his ear. So you've got Mollymawk, who has the iconic coat. He is a carer because he actually is a really charming, caring person because he worries more than he actually flirts. And I gave them all festival backgrounds because it made sense for the carnival. So yeah, I'm really proud of him. Can you tell? Then you got their daughter, Luna. Oh no.
I think I want to change up the size of my room. For example, maybe something like this.
No.
Oh, or maybe something like this.
No, you'd blend in. You're wearing red. That's perfect.
I do still like my room the way it is.
I based their entire house on like different travelling abilities, like train travel, pirate ship travel, stuff like that. You'll find out why. But this is Luna. She's a winged tiefling like her mum. I gave her butterfly wings though because I did not have a purple version of the angel wings. She has the same braided hair as her mum, but she takes more after Mollymawk. She's more purple. She's got purple versions of the gold freckles, and she's got orange eyes. And I think she looks super cute. Yay! Oh no. Forgot that another thing. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, she's a creative. Give her a guitar. If she can't have it, then I'll give her money. There we go. Right, so yeah, that's Luna. Their mum and dad call her Moonstone, or Moonlight, because unlike her mother, who is based on the sun, she is based on the moon. She's part Aarakocra as well, so that's why the freckles still exist, and she's got the feathery stuff. But she's not an official child. Neither is the Legend of Vox Machina characters, because they can't have children. But they are fun in design. I just made it up as I went along. I love the way she's playing the guitar. Then we have Lucien, who I had to improvise on how he looks because it hasn't appeared in the Mighty Nine show yet. But these are triplets for him, and Lucien's the oldest, but they're actually different souls in the same body. That's how I interpret it anyway. He's the oldest because he was the first one to arrive, then it was Mollymawk, then it's Kingsley. So you got Lucien, who is headstrong. I forgot to check on Luna's. bubbly. I have too many bubbly. But he is a headstrong character who is actually friends with Mollymark, which doesn't work. But they all live in the same house, and it's weird seeing 3 of the same character, but with different hair colours and styles. And I like his design. I think I did really well with it. I've just interpreted it based off art I've seen and what I consider Lucian would look like. Again, though, it's based on the animated character's appearance, and since we don't have animated confirmation on Lucian yet, I can't really design him based on that. So I just took animated Mollymark and gave him a different hairstyle. And a different mouth. Then we move on to Kingsley, who's wearing a summary outfit because he asked for it. But he's the one that comes after Mollymark, so he's the youngest. He's Luna's uncle, and he is a optimist. Because of course he is. And obviously he gets along well with his siblings and his niece and, well, his niece's mum. And I think they're really cute. I just took the same face and changed the hair. And again, they all call me something different. Right, then we move on to my Baldur's Gate characters, which are my newest characters. I made her recently. She had a different hairstyle before, but I changed it recently, and I think she looks so much better now. This is Elowyn, my half-elf character. She is a bard, and she is married to a Astarion. She's a cursed warlock. She has heterochromia normally, but you can't do that in the game, so she's actually got blue eyes in this instead. She's got the tattoo she has in the game. She's got a piercing over her eyebrow and a scar. From her crash landing on the Nautiloid, and I think she looks really pretty and nice. I actually really like her character. Alright, what was her personality again? Patient, which is right, but she does have a bit of a temper. Let me check my battery. Alright. Right, we'll play, but I'm going to have to speed through this now. I'm watching you. You would cheat. Frickin' watching you. Ah ha ha! Nice try. He says darling at the end of every sentence. It was originally what he called me, but I prefer descendant. Right, I'll go large this time. Pop Idol album. I know I'm giving that to. Right, so this is Astarion. I'm actually really proud of how his character came out. I tried to make him as close to the model, 3D model as I could, and I think I did a pretty good job. So yeah, he's a vampire, as you can tell. He's wearing a lighter coloured version of his normal outfit because he wanted something with less sleeve. And obviously he's the one I made the goblet of wine for, quotations. He's an adventurer. And he's just as sarcastic in the game as he is in real life, as he is in Tomodachi Life. As he is in Baldur's Gate 3 even. This is their son that lives at home, Valiant. Like his father, he's flamboyant and loves fashion. But he tries to hide his eyes because he's a vampire. Because he wants to find a cure for vampirism. He's not official. If any character becomes official for their child, it would be Evolus, who you'll meet soon. He's a leader. He's really nice. And I actually think he's really cute now. But I didn't like his design when I first made him. So yeah. Then we move on to my original manga characters. From Delta, we've got Kaya, who is my cyborg. She is technically 19, but she's over 1,000 years old normally, so it doesn't really bother me. I gave her squares on her eyes because you can't give her the natural, like, I couldn't give her the heterochromia she has. She has one eye that looks a different colour to the other because it's robotic. But there's her nodes that give her her programming, and obviously I try to get her as close to her normal outfit as possible. She even speaks in a robotic tone. Right, so that's Kaya. They have 2 daughters. We have Noritaka, who is the father of, who's talking to his daughter right now. He is Kaya's husband and the father of Hikari and Harumi, whose name, Hikari needs changing. I have another character by her name, but Harumi is fine. This is Noritaka. I made his eyes the same way I made Mollymark's. Yes, words just aren't enough, I know. Right, he has the similar eyes to Mollymark. I tried to make him slightly different. I had to draw that scar on him. I would have given him a mask, but it wouldn't have worked. And he is an individualist. What was Kaya? Softy. That makes sense. Then we move on to their daughter. I'm still thinking of changing Harumi's face because I'm not a fan of it. She is a busy bee, and she is mainly looks like Kaya, but she has blue eyes like her dad. I think she's cute. I prefer her sister though, because her sister is adorable. Hickory, who looks like this. Hello! I think she's so cute. I don't know whether it's because of the spacing, but I just think she looks adorable. She's the newest daughter. She was born today, and she's the youngest. But I think I like how she looks because she's got a mixture of brown hair with brown highlights with white hair like her dad, but she has like brown eyes because that's what I think Kaya's original eye colour looked like before she became a cyborg. And then we move on to one of my few childless characters, who is from my other manga, which doesn't have a name, but is Arcadia and Cain. A very fantasy level story about a vampire and a high elf, or a wood elf, forest elf, that's the one. She's one of the few I have with custom eyes, and I'm not sure if I like them or if they're a bit uncanny, but I like her design. I'm sorry she's in the shadows, but she's got like little swirly patterns to match her elven markings. Her eyes are there, and she looks exactly like she does in this picture, I think. I haven't really chose what I want her to look like properly yet, so she might change. But I like her design. I like how small her eyes get. And she is a perfectionist. I forgot to mention Harumi, like Hickory's personality. Hickory's personality, I don't know if I've changed. No, it's Dreamer. I changed it to Dreamer. Alright, so we got Arcadia, who is perfectionist, I think it was. Yep, perfectionist. Then we move on to her partner, who is one of my favourite Miis I've designed. I think he's so freaking cute. Because he has such unique eyes, I had to make them myself. So this is Cain. Desmond, actually. His name is Desmond, but he calls himself Cain because he doesn't like his first name. He's one of the few vampires that has freckles. He's tired all the time. I love the way he looks. He's very posh. I just love his eyes. When he closes them, he smiles like with his eyes closed, and it's the cutest thing. There, I love him. He's so cute. I want him and Arcadia to have children so bad, but they won't have kids. And I freaking love him. He's one of my favourites. He's Charmer, which makes sense because he's meant to be. This is Vax and KayJayComicArt's Raya's oldest child, Nelia, who had a different hairstyle, and I changed it recently because she looked too dull. She actually looks more like Raya before her corruption than she does after it, because I wanted her to look like that. She says matron because matron are ravens, and she's patient. She is one of my few. I was actually thinking of getting rid of her for a while, but I've redesigned her now, and I actually really like how she looks. She's got a bit of brown hair like her dad, but she's got mostly blonde to match her mum, and green eyes to match the colour of Raya's hair originally. So yeah, then we get Avalis, who is Elwyn and Astarion's oldest son, who is my favourite Mii ever. Look at his face. He is so cute. I love how he looks. He's got the same eyes as his father, but he's got similar hair to his man, but with white highlights, and I just really like how he looks overall. I just think he's so sweet and charming. I think he would work really well, like, as a side character in the game, even if it's just like you meet him and you say hello and you walk away. He's an individualist as well. He doesn't care about being a vampire. His brother cares, but he doesn't. He's the one that asks, is there blood in this whenever you feed him, because he genuinely thinks, like, he has to make sure his diet's on point. I'll show you. Because he's like, can I eat this? I'm a vampire, but I'm not a kind of vampire, you know what I mean? I'm not ascended. You like it. You can't eat it. You can't get any nutrition, but it doesn't mean you won't like it. And that's Avalis. Everyone calls him Avel. This is... No. Freaking hell, I want to talk to you. Of course you would. You were born in a game based on Dungeons and Dragons. If any of these characters become most of the characters you saw were fan characters, like, not story driven. There was a few exceptions. Any from Vox Machina onwards were not official. in my story. But if I was to give Astarion and Elwyn a child, it would be Aevolus, because I absolutely think he looks amazing. And he takes after his mum. He's a bard. Right, battery's low, I need to hurry. So Ditto is my... Come on, hey, hurry. Everyone calls her Jelly, because little jelly bean. Because she's a little jelly blob. Right, so Ditto is actually my Pocopia character. You should have seen me draw her before. Awesome. Can we talk now? She's a dreamer. And she's based heavily off of me. I wanted a couple of child characters for my game before I had any. Come on, freaking hurry up. Hi, Nelia. Can you help me with your husband, please? Oh, yeah, she wants to hang out with her husband. You doing karate behind him? Right, so this is Ditto. Named Jelly for short. I would have named it after me, but then there were two characters were my name and I didn't want that, and I made her super cute. I think I did a really good job getting the Ditto character right. She has a really squeaky voice. So yeah, she's a dreamer and I love her to pieces. And her friend, she's the one of the few non-binary asexual characters I have, so her and the next character will not have a relationship with anyone. And then finally we have a character based off of another series I've watched, which is from a guy named Sebediah, who has a character named Albel. And I got so inspired, I made my own little demon man. Demon boy even, he's 13. His name is, he's not 13, he's thousands of years old. But he is Scarecrow, and he is a sleep paralysis demon on holiday. Simply put. When you close his eye, there's still a glow there, because I wanted him to glow in the dark and freak people out. And he is a busy bee, because he's constantly reaping souls. He doesn't actually reap them so much as he does scare and terrorise people, but he's on holiday, so he just chills now. And he's one of my favourites. Everyone loves him that I've shown them to. They're like, oh, he's creepy, but he's so cute. And I agree. So yeah, that's Scarecrow, the last character in my lineup. Anyway, because I'm running out of time, I think I'm going to stop here. That was my Tomodachi Life Island. I'm really proud of it. I hope you all enjoyed it too. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next week. Please like and... hang on. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss my content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next week for a speed paint.